What's going on? It's your boy DJ Jerry J, and I'm finna do a cooking video. And I'm going to make stuffed chicken for the first time and stuffed salmon for the first time as well. And I know y'all gonna get on me about my do-rag being tight too. But yeah, let's get into it. These are all the ingredients. You gotta have the cheese. I prefer Italian cheese. You can use what you want, but I also have this cheese as well. You know, the grated Parmesan cheese. Then I have the heavy whipping cream. I have some cream cheese. Like I said, the brands don't really matter. Some chicken for the stuffed chicken. And then I got these noodles. I want to use fettuccine, but you can use any type of noodles you want. I got some minced garlic. This is my favorite kind to use. Got some lemon juice. Once again, the brands don't matter. I just grabbed what I wanted to grab. Got some shrimp. And then I got some salmon right there for the stuffed salmon. And I got an onion. I always like using onions. And then this time I switched up the vegetables, you know. This time I want to use something a little more fresh than what people usually use. I got an orange pepper, a yellow pepper, and also some asparagus. So yeah, let's get into it. First is we're gonna make the stuffing for the the stuffing for the chicken and the salmon. And I'm only using one cream cheese, but I'm gonna do it in two different bowls because there's gonna be two different mixtures. There's gonna be one with shrimp and one without shrimp. And of course, the one with shrimp is going into salmon, and the one without shrimp is going into the one with chicken. So I'm gonna show y'all. So I'm gonna use this cream cheese. I'm gonna use this yellow and orange pepper. I'm gonna use an onion, a little bit of garlic, not a lot, because I'm gonna be using garlic a lot. I like garlic, so you use it how you want to. A little bit of lemon juice, and like I said, the shrimp as well. Make sure you cook your shrimp first, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. You know, I'm letting the skillet heat up, and I got a little bit of lemon juice in there, and a little bit of butter, not too much. I know I melted it down a little bit, but I ain't using too much butter for this. So I'm letting it heat up in the skillet right now until this, you know, starts sizzling. Yeah, it is starting to sizzle now. So now I'm about to put this shrimp in here. Dump all that in there. You're probably wondering like why I'm using so much shrimp, but just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Just stay tuned and watch me work. Also, like I said, I got the peeled shrimp, raw shrimp. You can use cooked shrimp. I mean, it's a step easier as well. Oh, what's that? That's a little shell on it. Get that out. But yeah, I like using this. I like cooking it myself. Just to know, you feel me? Cajun seasoning on it, you feel me? You ain't gotta throw too much, but just a little bit. Just to spice it up a little bit. So yeah. Got that her cooking. Real nice. They almost died. We'll get back to it and show you what the shrimp look like when I'm done. So now the shrimp is done. So we're gonna leave that alone for a little bit, and we're gonna cut up all our vegetables that we're gonna need to use for the stuffing. Our vegetables, you see, got the asparagus, the onion, the bell peppers. I'm gonna use a little bit of the onion right now, but I'm gonna use the onion later for the sauce as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that all cut up. And yeah, so we'll be back with it. It's like weird that a lot of vegetables look alike but don't taste the same. Like, example, these peppers I'm cooking. The orange and the yellow pepper and the green pepper, they all taste different. Now, another one is broccoli and cauliflower. That look alike, but they don't taste nothing alike. Like, I do not like cauliflower. You probably won't ever see me cooking with it. It's just, I don't know. It's one of them weird vegetables that you wouldn't usually see people cooking with. It's different. But right now, I'm just over making a mess. But I'm cutting out all this stuff. I'll show y'all what this look like. After I'm chopping it up. Chopping everything up. How I want to chop it up. It ain't really I feel like there ain't no right or wrong way with cooking. Like, I feel like anybody can cook. You gotta know, like, you know what certain stuff tastes like. You know what you like and you know what you don't like. So, you just gotta know how to, when doing that, you gotta know how to, what's it called? Know what goes on what. Like, you're not gonna put I'm trying to think of something. Well, at least me, I'm not gonna put no cinnamon in no Alfredo. I know I like my Alfredo kind of, I like it, I don't like it sweet. I think it's weird when the pasta sauce, for me, tastes sweet. Whereas, like, my mama, she like stuff that tastes spicy. So a lot of stuff she cook might have a little kick to it. But yeah. Okay, let's see. I want to cut the onion last because onions are like the worst things to cut. And I'm not going to use the whole onion. Y'all see that. Y'all do not see me drop that. This is my first time using asparagus. Went to my sister's graduation and stayed up there for a couple days. I stayed up there for a couple days and I had asparagus in an omelet. And that made me want to test the waters with asparagus a little bit. So yeah, that's why you see me using like asparagus, because you could have used broccoli, you could have used mushrooms. I wish I would have got some mushrooms. I like something fresh about some mushrooms. Probably would have, me personally, I would have stuffed it in the chicken and the salmon. But yeah. Yep, that's what I was doing. But yeah, trying to venture out, do different things, come out with new different types of videos, the different talents I can do. One of the talents a lot of people see me do, or see me post pictures of, is cooking. So, show y'all a cooking video. It's my first one, of course. But yeah. Oh yeah. Side note, for cooking with onions, I suggest you use gloves because your hands don't smell like onions. But yeah, I'm finna show y'all what my chopped up stuff look like. Right here, got it all pretty and chopped up. The asparagus, the peppers, the onions. And so now what we finna do is finna get ready to make the stuffing for the chicken and the salmon. Be right back. What we finna do now is finna use half, probably not half, a little bit of this shrimp and chop it up on a plate. And we're gonna put some of these vegetables into this cream cheese. So I'm gonna split it in half and put it in a bowl. So yeah, let me show y'all what that look like. I'm using more cream cheese in the one for the chicken than I am for the salmon because I'm using more chicken breast than I am for one piece of salmon. So yeah, next I'm finna chop up this shrimp and put it in there. Now I'm gonna put these vegetables in here and show y'all what that look like all mixed together. This is what it look like. Finna add a little bit of seasonings to inside the stuffing. A little lemon pepper, a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of soy sauce. Yes, I know, soy sauce. Why are you using soy sauce? But look, a little bit of soy sauce can go a long way. I'm using this for like the chicken. And then I'm using a tiny bit of this too as well. And I'm gonna throw a little bit of Cajun seasoning in both of them. So I'm gonna show y'all what that look like mixed up. And then we'll be back. Oh yeah, save your vegetables. You can use it for the pasta sauce because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw it in the pasta sauce. Be back. I do not know how I forgot this, but I also gotta add this to it. Some cheese. That's the whole reason I got it. Put it in there. And of course for the pasta sauce. But you gotta throw it in there. The shrimp in it. And this is the one that look like the stuffing for the chicken with just the vegetables in it. So now what I'm finna do is I'm going to cut open the salmon and the chicken and stuff them and throw them in the oven. Well, the chicken first and then wait and then put the salmon in there. Cause fish does not take long to cook at all. So yeah, I'll be back. So now I'm boiling some water for the pasta noodles. I'm not finna show y'all me cooking pasta noodles. I'm just telling y'all I'm cooking the pasta noodles. And I'm finna put them off to the side. So if you got a strainer, strain them. If you got another pot, take the water out after you cook them and let them sit there and wait, all right? So boom, as you see, got 3 pieces of chicken on the cutting board. I got this, like the little mixture you're supposed to make, or that I made if you just watch it. And now I'm finna slice the inside of the chicken. So I'm finna make a little hole, you feel me? And please make sure, I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but make sure you wash your hands in between each thing because you do not want to cross-contaminate. So you want to make a little hole like this for you to stuff the chicken. So I'm going to do that with all 3 of these. You want enough to fill up your inside of the chicken. So I got all 3 of them cut. I'll do the salmon next. I got all 3 of them cut. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to season the outside of my chicken. So I'm gonna put on the outside first some lemon juice. Rub that all around on both sides. Rub that, ooh, it smell real lemony. And then I'm going to do next is what I'm going to season that with on the outside with. And like I said, I told y'all before, use this Cajun. Like that. sides. Make sure you season on both sides. You want your chicken. Because this is what the chicken gonna taste like on the outside. Of course, you got your little flavors on the inside. But you wanna season this really. Not too much, but pretty well. So make sure you do it on both sides. Like I said, the main thing you want to be focused on in this anyway is the pasta sauce. So I'll be back. I'm gonna show y'all what it looked like after I stuffed it. This is what it looks like after you stuff it. You know, the chicken is stuffed. And what I'm finna do is I'm finna sear the outside of it and put it in a pan and let it bake. And I'm gonna bake it off. So I'm finna show y'all what that look like. Like I said, I'm only cooking the outside of the chicken right now. Searing it on both sides, so that's cooking. Also, to let you know, if you have some cream cheese left, it's not a big factor, you don't have to, but save some if you can, because we're gonna use this, like the plain one, for your pasta sauce too. It'll make it a little bit creamier. But yeah, right now, I'm just cooking it on the outside. Making sure it looks real good. See how this is looking. Yeah, that's about right. About how you want it. Because you're not cooking it all the way in the pan. You're just searing it. Most of the cooking is going to be done in the oven. So yeah, as long as you have this brown as you would like it. Okay, everybody has their own preferences. You're going to cook it on both sides. I know it is not done, but it's cooked enough on the outside. So now I'm finna throw that in the oven on 350. And then we're gonna go ahead and stuff our salmon and do the exact same thing and start getting on our sauce. The salmon, what you're gonna do is you're honestly gonna peel. You see the skin, you can see that a little bit, but everybody know what it is. You're gonna have some skin on the salmon. What you're gonna do, you don't have to, but I am, because it'll help absorb the flavors better on both sides. I'm gonna cut the skin off so that I can cut the inside, and when I season the outside, I can season both outsides, and not only the skin will have the flavor, but the actual fish will. So I'm gonna cut the inside and show y'all what that look like, and we'll be back to stuffing. Record. I'll probably try and find somebody that can record for me, but what I'm doing is I'm gently peeling the skin off using the knife and cutting a little bit underneath it so I can peel this off. So I'll show y'all what that look like when I'm done. I got it off. If there's some skin on still, that's fine. It's not a big deal, but you want your salmon to look like this on both sides. And you can buy it from the store already pre-did like this, but you know. Now I'm finna cut it and stuff the inside. It's gonna be a little harder because, you know, this right here, it's a lot going on, but we're gonna get it done. As best as I could cut this one, you know, like I said before, it's gonna be a little hard to stuff this one just because it's falling apart as is already. But we're gonna work with it, and I'm gonna show y'all what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna stuff it, and I'm gonna start to sear it, and I'm gonna get back to y'all when it's in the pan. The only thing I am seasoning the outside of this salmon with is lemon juice and lemon pepper. It doesn't need too much. You don't want it to go too crazy with the seasoning. You can, but I suggest you don't. This is stuffed. I'm gonna throw it in the pan and sear it, the outsides on it, and then I'm gonna wait to throw this in there because it's gonna cook faster than the chicken is. So I'm gonna sear the outside of this, throw it in the pan, let it sit. Now, if you have leftover like this, like I do, I throw it in a plastic bag and freeze it, and you can use it for another time when you cook this again. Cause that's what I'm gonna do, cause I know you probably don't wanna waste it. But that's essentially what I'm gonna do with the mix with the shrimp in it. So yeah, you can save it for another day. But yeah, we'll get back to it when it's searing in the pan. Like I said, all I'm seasoning was lemon juice and lemon pepper on the outside. I'm not cooking it all the way. I'm just searing the outside, and then I'm going to put it in the pan and let it finish cooking in the oven. So next, after I show you the other side and what it looks like cooked and stuff, I'm gonna start working on the sauce. You're not gonna cook it all the way on the outside. You're just gonna cook it a little bit, and I'm gonna throw that in a pan and wait to put it in the oven until I'm done making my pasta sauce and the chicken gets done. Let's look at the chicken real quick. Yeah, it's starting to turn out pretty good. Letting it cook like that. All right, we'll be back. Start working on this pasta sauce. I was always taught to clean as you cook, and I've been doing it a little bit, but I'm finna finish cleaning up these little dishes, and I'm going to start cleaning up the kitchen a little bit before I start. So when I get done cooking, I can just dive straight into the fresh food instead of just sitting there waiting and mad. But yeah, I'll be back. After I finish doing the dishes, I'm gonna start on the pasta sauce. Y'all ain't gonna notice, but I will. I'm sitting here on the side, waiting to be touched and put in the sauce. So yeah, and it's fine if they get cold. They don't, make sure you rinse them after you cook them with cold water. I do that and leave it to the side and wait till you need to use them. So yeah, we'll be back. This is where your garlic and your butter, your cheese, both of them, this one and this one, the heavy whipping cream, and the last little bit of cream cheese mixture that you got come together. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna put the garlic and the butter in the pot together. All right, I'm using butter, garlic, and lemon juice. And I'm gonna let that cook and boil it down and get the sizzling and bubbling. And then after that, I'm gonna pour my heavy whipping cream in there. So I'll be right back. You are going to pour, sorry, it's been a little foggy, but you're gonna pour the heavy whipping cream in there. And you want to cook all this on medium heat. You don't want it too high or you don't want it too low. Or you don't, because you don't want to burn it. You want it to cook just right. And this is the heavy whipping cream I'm using. I'm gonna pour that in there. If you have a whisk, this is the perfect time to use your whisk and get the mixing. But if you don't, you can just mix it up. You want to mix it up until like it's all mixed together, if that makes sense. But you want to cook it on low. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my chicken. I'm going to flip it over just to, you know, make sure that both sides are straight. So, and you can do that if you want to, but you don't have to. But I'm going to. So yeah, got my whisk and I'm stirring it. You want that to get the bubbling. Let it get hot. And then after it gets hot, what you're gonna do is you're gonna throw both them cheeses in there. So I'll be back. As you see it starting to bubble and steam a little bit, that's when you want to go ahead and have your cheeses ready. I'm gonna put some of this and that in there so it can start thickening up and getting that, you know, that Alfredo sauce texture. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in because it's starting to bubble now. The cheese is in there now, and I'm gonna stir it like that till it gets a little texture in it. And while I'm doing that, that's when my cream cheese comes in. And use that little bit of cream cheese, throw it in there to add a little bit more texture and flavor. Now it's starting to get thickened up. I done put that in. I put all that in, it's starting to thicken up now. And what I'm going to do now is, which I forgot to do, remember that all them onions and bell peppers and stuff, I'm gonna cook that in a little side pan real quick and throw it in here. So I'll be right back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add Cajun seasoning and lemon pepper into my Alfredo sauce. Not too much, but just enough to add just a little bit of flavor. Also, if you don't like Cajun seasoning or real spicy stuff, I suggest throwing just salt and pepper in there. It will just do the exact same thing. So I'm gonna throw that in there. Lemon pepper. And I'm gonna stir that up. Get that all in there. See, now it gives the pasta a little color. Well, not color, but you know, it looks like, you know, what you buy in the jar. But honestly, making your own pasta sauce is cheaper anyway. So yeah. And then I got these in here cooking that I'm going to throw in the sauce as well. I'm not gonna cook them too much because, and you cook them to how you like to eat them. I just rather have a little bit more, what would you call it? I guess fresher taste to it. So yeah, I'll be back after I'm done doing that, and I throw that into the pasta, and then we're gonna check on that right now, actually. So the salmon's in there cooking, and the chicken. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the salmon and the chicken from each rack. So the salmon can cook faster and the chicken will cook a little bit slower. Because you can see, as you can see, I don't know if you can or not, but the cheese is starting to melt from the inside of it. So yeah, this is starting to look good. But yeah, I'll be right back. Add my little bit of vegetables to it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my noodles in there and mix them together as well. So I'll show y'all what that look like when I come back. Yep, just creamy, just how you want, how pasta sauce should be. Now we got our pasta sauce cooked. We're just waiting on our fish and chicken, or salmon and chicken. So yeah, our stuffed salmon and chicken, let me say that. There we go. Shrimp left over. And I'm gonna throw that on top of my pasta when I do the final thing. So I'm finna show y'all the final plating and how it looks. And we'll be back. So these are both done. The salmon, it broke apart. That's how you want it to look. The cheese and cream cheese done worked out good. It fell out a little bit, but you know, we gonna get to it. Looks real good. Final outcome of the stuffed salmon and chicken Alfredo. I use paper plates because, you know, I ain't no fancy person. But yeah. Appreciate y'all watching. Finna dive in. See y'all the next video.